Hey guys, here. So, content for MLB The Show 20. I think it's basically make or break in any type of ultimate team, Diamond Dynasty type of mode. And it's something that we saw them take a huge leap from 18 to 19. We went from like the big immortal grinds and with some career arcs there wow. Into 20, where we had more kind of like featured programs, legends, collections, that kind of stuff. We'll go through that in a second. But I think the community is basically in agreement that it was a good step forward from 18 to 19. Now I really want to see them take the next step forward into 20. We had basically one program a week. We had the inning programs too, but we had every Friday came out with new packs. Wait, gotta go to the pack shop. We had new packs, new headliners, that stuff. That was great. I like that. I think to take a step forward, at least first of all, give us more content per week. Madden does basically 5 days a week with content. Some during the season, 7 days, right? We maybe miss some Sundays. So 6 days, you can argue. Sundays had some stuff sometimes though. But if they could go to 2-3 times per week with a card or two dropping those days, like we had flashback heavyweights, veterans, and stuff like that in the Madden community, that would be great. Now, we'll get into the kind of the cards and the overalls in a second. The packs that they brought in were varied. They were nice. They showed odds on them this year. That was a huge step forward. Keep up with that. Great job. The more information, the better. Maybe even show us what are the chances of pulling one of maybe these cards out of the pack. Like, obviously, they did it for some of them, like these signature packs. They had the rare tiers. They had the percent chance, like you see it on this front of it, where it says rare 1 out of 10, mid 1 out of 6, base 1 out of 4. Sorry, then 1 out of 1 for the base. So that very cool, good job with that going. But the programs we had, flashbacks, inning programs, and stat grind. I think the stat grind, for those people who haven't played it after the season, the stat grind of inning 11 was fucking phenomenal. And I'm like, where the flip am I going? Inning 11, 11th inning program. So this stuff is something that we saw in 18. I think the best of that year's was not the immortal, but the stat grind that we got like career arcs out of it. So like something, win 15 games in ranked season, 50 extra base hits. We had this in 17 too, where they were allowed to get us like stubs for getting certain stat grinds, like this stuff, 75 home runs with any all-star series player. These are great. They allow you to kind of like play the game and accumulate stats and accumulate something to go forward and advance not only this inning program, but like other things, like we have XP advancements, right? I maxed out Diamond now, but I think the XP and the leveling system in this game was phenomenal last year. Please keep the leveling system the same. That was great. The only thing in the leveling system, to get off of the inning program, we'll circle back to that. The only thing I didn't like in this XP reward path was the fact that we basically had endgame cards, as soon as you could grind them out. Some people, it took like months to get the grind out. Yes, and that's true. That was great. Some people were able to do it, but like the biggest problem became getting these. I'm trying to figure it out. Getting these players, right? This Clayton Kershaw, essentially an endgame pitcher, still probably the best pitcher in the game. His ERA has gone up in the last few patches for me, but it was like under 1 for a long time because early in the game, you have nothing that could compete with this, right? These attributes, over 107, 113 hits per 9, K per 9, home run per 9 was 94 too when that mattered early in the game. So like this card itself just suppressed home runs, suppressed runs. Like every game early in the year would be like 1-0 who could bloop out a couple pitches against Kershaw. Obviously an all-star was a little easier to hit him, but like Hall of Fame and above, this guy was a goddamn menace. I hated facing this card. I still don't like facing this card. I don't know if I'll ever like facing a Clayton Kershaw card after what this Kershaw card did to me. Nolan Ryan one. Another card that's like, God, I hate using him because he's so wild, but he ended up being just super effective for you. 120 innings picks for me, 1.87 ERA. Dominant. This is when my hitters are hitting like over 300. I'm OPSing over 1,000. So they're still dominating because that's just how freaking good they were for a long time. So the XP inning reward, I don't know how they'd change it to make it better. Like that's something you'd have to really think of, obviously, to not give endgame cards away right away. Maybe do it like Madden does, where you go up to a certain level, okay? Have your level rides go up for up to level 100 or whatever, and then like give all the rewards there. Then they could be like 95 overall cards, 93 overall cards, whatever you do, and then a month, 2 months later, raise the level cap. You know how like World of Warcraft does their expansions, Madden does their expansions, raise the level cap, and then give more rewards for the level cap there. So it allows us to get these good cards that are well balanced, but like it doesn't outdate live series cards right away. It's like a lot of the content that they gave away, or gave away with XP and made us on the market, we could buy packs, buy it off the market. A lot of that stuff made these live series cards irrelevant, and the only relevancy for the live series ended up being the Willie Mays sets or other things like that. So like events and stuff, whatnot. So some way of balancing live series cards versus the big cards would be great to see. And so like the big cards I think should come out not better than Mike Trout right away. Like give me yes, I want 100% a usable Ruth before the end of the year. I want a usable Ruth before July. A usable Jimmy Fox before July. A usable Lou Gehrig. Not a pitcher Ruth. Fuck pitcher Ruth. I don't care about pitcher Ruth. Give me a usable Ruth, but don't make him a 99 overall right away, right? Give me a season that maybe had a down season, but still, it's Babe Ruth. He still swings the bat pretty well. He still will have high power, good contact, that kind of stuff. One of those seasons. So, like, obviously don't give us 125 Ruth in May, but I've only got, 44 at-bats with him online. He's still OPSing over 1,000 for me, but he's struggling. I get really too aggressive with Ruth. But on-base percentage over 400. I'm hitting 273. He's the only card that gets walked as much as he does. I, for some reason, been disciplined with Babe Ruth lately. Whereas, you look at my other cards that I use. Sorry, that's kind of like an aside. I guess we'll use Honest Wagner. He's only had one walk, and I hit 372 with him. So we either get super aggressive with Ruth and, miss and strike out, swing outside or actually look at it. So, they do not pitch to Ruth at all. And so that's why my on-base percentage is actually lower with Honest, even though I hit 372 with him. So just funny how Ruth is pitched to in this game, at least right now, since I've been playing and warming up for the new year. So, anyways, oh yeah, just this Ken Griffey Jr. card, straight up fucking glitch. Him, Jock Peterson, I love these lefties. 1.1. Edgar Martinez, sorry, this one I talk about. I like this card too, hitting 417 with him. Regardless, so programs. We had Team Affinity last year. That basically replaced a lot of the stat grinds last year. The Team Affinity was great, right? We had the March to October where you could get these cards, but just by doing certain things, like with playing online with those players, playing innings with those players, you were able to get that grind, to get this really nice Raleigh fingers. He pitched 47 innings for me. I think some of that was in Conquest though, so whatever. Not .96 ERA. Still, a lot of it was online, and he did some really good innings. That sinker is deadly on that Raleigh. So, anyways, something like that. I would like to see affinities. I think we're getting affinities back. We'll have maybe we won't. I don't know. We have a new game mode coming next year, Showdown, that we haven't seen anything of. So we'll see what Showdown does, if that provides us any path to rewards. But I really do hope something that I've never been a big fan of, say the creative player. I don't want I don't know if it should go away, but what do you guys feel about the cap? It's kind of cool that it's in the game. It used to be all, cap stuff. But, man, I don't know. I don't like having the same cap everybody has. So, we'll see what they do to further balance it. I don't think it was out of balance this year. Obviously, the cap, still one of the best players in the game. Well, at least stat-wise, because you can choose his swing. He has great stats. Choose whatever position you want. Whatever position's weak. Maybe go catcher this year with the cap. Because there seem to be, not a ton of great ones, but we'll probably get another Piazza. We got JT right now, but his launch card isn't that great. Ivan might come out right away. We'll see what happens with the Live Series collection. So Live Series collection I think was great. I still think, I would imagine the Live Series collection, the Willie Mays that we had, I would imagine they do something similar. Wait, where the heck is Willie Mays? Oh, he's on my bench. I would expect them to do something similar next year where it's 99 overall. Mike Trout launching at 95 overall, I still feel like should be the best. But Live Series is just too expensive to make that a 95 overall like they did with Muttmaster a few years ago. The thing about Muttmaster is they also made it a lot easier to do now. So Willie Mays going down, say this guy goes down to 95, I don't know how many people are going to do that because a 95 isn't going to stay relevant. Well, it's going to stay relevant for a long time, but Willie Mays was an endgame card on launch, right? So I think we're going to have something similar to that this year too. But it is kind of I don't know, I feel like it extends the life of the game having, more legends come out. A legend come out a couple times. One year where it's either prior to his prime or after his prime, and then later in the year. I want more year cards with actual real card graphics on them. So then we can argue not just 125's fake Babe Ruth, but Babe Ruth during certain seasons and how he played, to kind of give us a different Babe Ruth early in the year, later in the year, to give us the god tier player that he is. Because Mike Trout, we could get the finest and stuff later on, but Mike Trout, his Live Series cards, it's just 1 year. It's right now, how he plays right now is Mike Trout, right? So do that same thing, but with Legends. I hope we get something like that. But we know we're getting prospect cards. I want to see like a good example of what I'm talking about is this 86 David Ortiz. You can kind of see it. We know we're getting it from like that Choose 30 pack. If you remember, we get it with the pre-launch. We also got it in our level rewards, which I'll actually show you the pack that I expect that card to come out of. XP rewards. So like, nope, not that card. Sorry. 1 of 30, like this pack. Like, right? This 86 Ortiz will come out of this pack. Although last year was 87s, 88s, 89. So I wonder if they're lowering the overall on a lot of these cards, kind of give them a little bit longer lifestyle. We've seen Madden do the same thing, lower the overall cards to start so that gets more room to grow. I think that's a good thing, more room to grow content going forward to extend the life of the game instead of like the game's finished with finest and they're not really doing too much more after that. Maybe a couple inning programs. But you know what? I mean, maybe a lot of the population moves on to Madden by then so they can take a rest and it's not that big of a deal to them. I just prefer, like my biggest thing is I want a Ruth card early. I want those Legends cards early. Like the Legends I want back. I'll do a video on the Legends I want back. I think like the Mantle would be really cool to have a few Mantle cards in the game. So with the other things we got last year, we had monthly flashbacks, aka lightning cards, prospect cards we know we're getting. Let me show you. Let me show a couple of those that have been revealed. We have Dustin May here. We got Ian Anderson. We got the Pirate, Mitch Keller. So we got a few prospect cards that have been revealed. They haven't shown the overalls, but at least they're like nice little like low diamonds to start the year for each team there. At least one. Not that they brought in the full minor leagues. At least one for each team. So the Pirates will actually have a diamond going in next year. Because it just is what it is. So we'll see. We'll see what programs they have going forward. Stadiums I don't see changing too much. I didn't do the classic one, but I like the Metrodome. I really like playing in the Metrodome. I like dome stadiums. I feel like it's easier to see the ball a lot of times at dome stadiums, and I guess dome stadiums are kind of like night stadiums to me. But that's what I really wanted to talk about. I hope this live content evolves through the year. I hope we get a lot of it. I'm really excited for content. I'm really excited for the game. Been playing a lot of 19 lately, warming up, getting ready, using the old squad. But it should be fun. Start the grind again. It'll be a blast. But there it is. Thanks for watching. Call to action. What are you guys hoping for this year in regards to programs? I'll see you tomorrow.